Okay, I just thought I'd make a video, which is a bit different than usual, which shows you why, or explains why, I've moved to using two massive Samsung 4K TVs as my productivity monitors. I use them as for my PC, basically, for my new Ryzen 9 rig. And I do it for productivity because I have to code in the day as my work job, and I video edit, and I use the computer every single day for research and all types of stuff. So I like to have as much desktop space as I possibly can get. And there's a lot of confusion out there about displays and whether you should buy a monitor or a TV. And I'm going to put my hand out there, and I'm going to say that for the vast majority of people, they would benefit better by using a TV, a big 4K TV, as their monitor. And the reason why they would benefit is because monitor companies, and they don't understand this, monitor companies, they focus on smaller displays like 32 inch, 27 inch and below. And unfortunately, that size is nowhere near big enough to properly utilize 4K resolution. It is nowhere near big enough, and I'm not joking. It's literally nowhere near big enough. The 4K resolution is 3840 by 2160. That is 8.3 million pixels. And packing all them pixels in a small display like 27 inch, 32 inch is ridiculous. You cannot detect that kind of the detail when it's so small. So pixel density problems just do not arise, basically, if you sit far back enough from the monitor, from the display. And I do. I'm a big guy. I'm over 6 foot, and I sit back and I have no problem with sharpness. The text look fantastic on this thing, and I get unbelievable desktop resolution. I get a fantastic amount of space, which I'm going to show you how to use shortly. So, the other thing is that these panels, I mean, these are both Samsung panels. I think one's an MVA and one's a VA. Basically, it means vertical alignment. It's a type of panel type, and basically, they have excellent black depth, high contrast ratio, extremely sharp, and the 4K, and they don't break the bank. These panels, you can pick them up on the second-hand market, or a reseller market. You can pick them up for less than 300 quid. Now, I am going to eventually upgrade them to OLEDs. You can get an OLED. You can get 120 hertz OLED for over £1,000 though. Maybe I will get one eventually, because I do like a slightly faster panel than 60 hertz, but I do not anymore game on the PC. So for the vast majority of people, you will not have any benefit in real life using a faster panel for just a desktop, for just watching movies and gaming, unless you've got a fantastic rig. But to game in 4K at 120 hertz takes on modern games takes, you need a really beefy rig that the majority will not have. So that's why people who are telling you to buy 27-inch monitors that are super fast and all that, if you're not really a big gamer, or you don't have the rig to push those 4K frames, you don't need it. And you'd be miles better off just buying a decent TV with good contrast ratio and good black depth, and you will have a much better experience, in my opinion. And so I'll just show you how much. So this is just an old project I've made, but just look at how much lines of code you can get. You can get a brilliant amount of code on the screen. If I go down there, you can get 106 lines. That 106 lines of code on there. And I just put some pictures in a folder now to show you how many thumbnails you can get in. You can get an unbelievable number of thumbnails in one folder. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. They look super sharp. Text looks super sharp. I'll just show you the internet. You know, this is Casio's website because obviously I'm a watch reviewer. 1 second. You get, you know, this is how 4K should be. Now, if I was to use a panel like a 32-inch one, I would have to sit so close, and 4K in 32-inch is so small. The text and everything and icons are so small in Windows that you can't see anything, so you have to scale everything up, which defeats the whole purpose of having that higher res, because the pixels on the smaller displays are so small, you can't reasonably use them properly. You can't reasonably utilize the number of pixels on a small display. So I would say the minimum you want for 4K to be used as a desktop monitor is minimum 48-inch, absolute minimum. Even 43-inch is too small. And when you move to a proper 4K resolution setup, you know, Adobe XD, you know, video editing, it is fantastic in 4K. It is brilliant. You can utilize all the toolbars. You've got so much space to use. It is brilliant. And this is utilizing 4K as it should be, not on a crappy 32-inch and below panel, or even sub 43-inch. They are way too small for 4K. And the truth is as well is, unless you're sitting super close to that 4K panel at the smaller sizes, you won't be able to detect the differences compared to even a 1080p or a 1440p panel. So most people are going to benefit from utilizing this higher resolution, and they should benefit from the higher resolution by by getting a bigger sized TV. Now you can get higher refresh rate ones if you really want them. You can get, I think LG do 120 hertz OLED, which is like one of the best TV / monitors on the market. And I think I think Asus are bringing out some panels, but that are monitors that are high refresh rate, that are OLED, and they're super expensive. The brilliant thing is about some of these Samsungs is that if you're okay with 60 hertz and 4K, you don't have to break the bank to get excellent image quality. The image quality is great, and you get, you know, for a few £100, you can have this at your fingertips. When you move to that from a 32-inch or 27-inch panel, you know, monitor, you will never, ever, ever go back to those smaller sizes. I can assure you of that. I just thought I'd show you because there is a lot of confusion out there. A lot of people don't know how 4K would look on a TV, and it looks brilliant. It absolutely does. They are actually glossy panels. They're not semi-gloss, and it's made me realise now that I do actually prefer gloss. If the room that you're in has a lot of light basically in it, or you've got a window directly behind you, in the summer that would not be good because I'd have to close the curtains or blinds all the time. But where I am, I've got skylights, and basically the glare is not bad. So I just thought I'd show you this now because, you know, I've been meaning to do a video on it, and I didn't have the time. But yeah, I love these 4K panels, I really do. And they're cheap as well, what I paid for them. I will be upgrading them to a higher quality TV eventually, probably an OLED. But OLEDs have some burning issues. But I just thought I'd show you this because a lot of people use crappy 20 odd inch monitors in 4K or 32-inch, and they think, well, yes, I've got the bees all and end all. It's brilliant, but it is not. It is not the way you should be using 4K. 4K is minimum 50-inch, minimum 48-inch. I don't care what anyone says. Otherwise, you would have to sit so far close to the screen that you couldn't, that it would just give you a headache. With these, you can sit back and you've got crisp text, and you can view the 4K as it was intended. It's been Dave. Thanks for checking this video out. I know it's a bit different than usual. Have a great evening. Cheers.